Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Ryan Selvey, and I'm very excited to have you guys here. Today, we have The Life of a Showgirl in Photoshop with Rosie Hardy. It is joining photographer Rosie Hardy as she creates haunting portraits at a haunted Halloween inspired circus using the latest AI tools in Adobe Photoshop and then bringing them to life with Firefly Video. Good morning, or I guess I should say good evening, or good evening, Rosie. How you doing?
Was that a British accent? Did you just attempt?
No, that was my you don't want to hear my British accent. That was my attempt at like a Dracula kind of vibe. But
Good
yeah.
evening.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, thank you very much. I'm really excited to dig into these and hopefully walk everybody through the edits. It was a recent series and it was very good fun.
Yeah, we're really excited to check it out. We would love to hear a little bit more about your work. We are live on both YouTube and Behance. So if you guys have questions for Rosie, by all means, please go ahead, throw them in the chat. We'd love to answer any questions or comments you have. Clever is already rolling out the red carpet for you. Sean's saying hello as well.
Hey,
So it's
sure.
really nice to see you. But yes, for anyone who is not familiar with your work, can you give us a quick rundown of what you like to do?
Sure. So I'm primarily, at least online, a self-portrait photographer. So I started taking self-portraits when I was about 14, 15 years old, and I sucked at art. All other forms of art were just off limits to me. But photography was something that was sort of more out of my control. Like my hand didn't have to be involved other than clicking. So I just became someone that took photos, and I was the easiest subject to shoot because I was always available. And it just kind of got really out of hand.
Your logistics of being able to corral talent is helpful when it's just you, right?
Massively, especially when you've got no budget and you're a teenager and you're like, where the hell do I start? I was like, start right here. So
Now, what kind of camera did you start with?
I actually had, I don't know if people in the US will have that, but I had the Argos catalog and my mum just gave it to me. And she was like, for Christmas, you can choose which camera you want. And I think I had it was a silver one. It was not a DSLR or anything like that. It was
Mhm.
just a point and shoot. And then I finally upgraded to the 500D and I hated it. I was like, I can't shoot with this big thing. I didn't realize the lens came off the camera. I thought
Yeah.
if you wanted a different lens, you just had to buy a whole new camera. So I was
Can you
like, I
imagine?
was like, I know.
You're like,
I
how are
would
these
be
so expensive? Why? How do people afford this hobby? I mean, it already is expensive, but
That's it.
even more
That's
so.
it. That's it. But no, so somehow I ended up here with an actual job as a photographer. But back then I had literally no idea what I was doing.
Well, I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and share your screen so people can kind of get a nice view of what we're talking
Cool.
about. This first one we're looking at is Showgirl, of course, with a bit
Yes.
of a star kind of marquee lighting. Tell us a little bit about this photo.
Sure. So this is a straight out of camera shot that I photographed like a couple of weeks ago. I got permission to go and shoot at this amazing abandoned house, which is about
Ooh.
2 hours drive from me. And obviously, it beats breaking and entering when you're actually allowed to be there. And especially when you have a van full of props and costumes, it's kind of hard to be discreet. So I
Right.
got permission from the owner, and he said I could just go in, walk around, and do whatever I wanted. And I had about 7, 8 different outfits with me and different props. So I had 7 different characters I wanted to create, and one of them was a showgirl. And I really liked the idea of a showgirl kind of being chained up and sort of held captive inside this house, in this room. There was actually like a circus mural on the room straight through that door that you can see. And I just
Hmm.
felt drawn to it in a really wanky way. So that's where I
Did you
thought
see
I'd
any
set up.
rats while you were there?
I didn't see rats, but I
Well,
did
that's
see
good.
a dead butterfly literally on that windowsill,
Oh,
which I thought
wow.
was quite poignant, and I kind of regretted that I hadn't bought like a proper butterfly costume.
Yeah, there'd be a little bit of dark throw, right, with like the dead
Y-
butterfly and then also a live
Yeah,
butterfly. Um,
absolutely, definitely a
so,
bit macabre. I have a definite sense drawn to the disturbed.
and we love to see it. I mean, especially since we're going kind of with a spooky theme today. I know Halloween is over, but Halloween's year round, so
It's not
um,
over in my heart.
exactly. Now I know you said this was a direct from camera, so this is obviously image 7132.jpg. And
Correct.
so you just started off by bringing this into Photoshop, and we're gonna kind of work off from there, right?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I could run through that process if you want me to, just to find her. I've got my little folder full of bits for today, but I'll show you some of the other shots that I got as well. So this was another little shot there that I quite liked. I like the pose. I liked having the leg up when I was doing the shots.
Yeah.
This one too, I was really drawn to this one. There was something quite nice in that you can't quite see my face. I enjoyed that. And then that obviously was just the variation of this one that I'm shooting with now. So
Yeah, I
I
love
was
the
more
lighting.
drawn to this one.
I like the lighting particularly on the thigh because it really helps kind of distribute the light. Since obviously the bottom right light source is so strong, it's really nice that it kind of like guides you up to the middle of the image because it has just that
Thanks.
white streak,
I
which is
appreciate
really
that. And
cool.
I hate any kind of artificial lighting. I'm a natural light shooter through and through. So
Oh yeah,
even putting this in frame for me was like a big deal for me. I was like, no, it needs to have something there that creates the atmosphere. So that light I bought on eBay like 7 or 8 years ago, no, maybe more than that, a long, long time ago, dug it out of my storage unit specifically for this moment. So
long time in the making. Also, hello
yeah.
to Clever, Ash, and Bree over on YouTube. Thank you guys for being here. They're all saying hello. Ash
Hello,
said
guys.
buzzing for this, which is exciting.
I'm
Positive
pretty sure
vibes.
he's sat upstairs right now and he's just been very nice.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we're all buzzing for it. Thanks for being
Yeah.
here. Ash, if you have any questions, I would love to hear your questions. Please, by all means, throw them in the chat. Um, but cool, let's hop on into it. What are we going to be doing
Cool.
first?
Great. Well, let's dig in. So first things up, when I bring up an image into Photoshop, the first thing I want to do is I want to just take out the imperfections, the things that are probably little small things to the most people that a lot of people wouldn't notice, but they kind of stick out to me. So I'm not looking to start with any major changes. I'm not going to try and take it in any conceptual direction beyond what's in front of me. I'm just going to clear it up. So what I'm going to do is zoom in for that just so I can see some detail. This shot was quite soft, which I really love because it means that I have a little bit more artistic license to make some changes and not be perfect, which I love. I'm not a perfectionist. I've done some pre-generations here because, as we all know, generative fill is kind of hit and miss sometimes. So I'll do a few in person, but then we can also just kind of have a play around and see what we get. So if I start here, maybe what I want to do is take the feathers and sort of make them a little bit more feather shaped. This one's sort of got a bit of a harsh right angle shape that I
Okay.
see that I don't like. So what I do is I'm going to be quite careful and just select around here, making sure to keep in parts of the feather that have light already flickering through them, because when you generate using Firefly, I found that what it'll do is it'll kind of select from around the image and add into that. So I'll type in something like add more feathers and just see what it does. And if it doesn't
Nice.
work, I've got one on backed up that I did earlier, like a blueprint to present it.
Hey, I mean, we've got three variations, so hopefully maybe one of them will land.
Exactly.
And I saw you
Exactly.
very quickly made a very organic shape with the lasso tool. Are you using a trackpad or a mouse, or do you use a stylus?
I'm a trackpad. I used to be a mouse girl through and through, but
Uh,
I got a laptop and then I just basically I don't have an office. This is my kitchen. I sit in bed and I do everything from bed. So you can't have a mouse in bed.
you just
So
learned how
I'm
to work with the trackpad.
exactly. So I don't love any of these that it's given me. I think the one I'm most drawn to is this, but now I find this kind of slice through the feather too
Okay.
distracting. So I'd probably keep going until I kind of got to the feather that I wanted. But
Yeah.
on this, I'm just going to trash that. But just for now, let me show you my other backlit feather options. So I got this one before, which I think is a bit of a nicer, if you ask me. Oh, hello, where am I going? It's just a bit of a softer, a bit of a more gentle feather. It's a little bit more subtle. So that's what I go for. The other option, again, if you don't want to necessarily generate something, is you could go through your other pictures. So if I do that, what I could do is go through some of my other shots. So maybe this one, which has got a decent feather in, bring that into the edit, and we could just literally select around another feather that we like and paste it in. And let me just chuck that feather, there it is, layer out. We could just literally pull it in, grab the erase tool. I love a fluffy brush and just start blending it in too. So if you find that you're getting frustrated, you can just go old school and just blend it in like that. And then I found as well, what I like to do if I do edit something in or comp something in from another picture is just to tidy it up with GenFill. I find it so good for that. So this little
Just make
section
things a little bit
here,
more cohesive.
Yeah, it just helps so much with it, with the messiness. So in fact, let me just make sure that's all. Yeah, that's all good. So yeah, just to help tie things in, it's really, really good for that. I find that I use it a lot just for like sharpening up around my edges that I've not quite blended properly, which is super useful. I was very glad that they introduced that as a feature. There
Now
we
we
go.
have
So
a bunch of great comments kind of fill in the chat. We have Reverb Mike welcome in the chat. We have you saying we're all made of stars, which is fun. But
ah,
then over on YouTube, we have a bunch of new people. We got John Wheatley. It says he's got his popcorn ready. Looking forward to this. Adam Bird
popcorn.
says, "Go Rosie." How on
Ah.
earth did you choose a favorite from this series? Um,
Oh.
Santhos is also saying interesting, and then Ash is asking how many shots are taken before you get the one. Do you even know you've got the one on location, or does that happen later?
Oh man, so for me, I think for this photo specifically, I think I took about 150 to 200 shots, me and just
Wow. Okay.
variety, like tiny different movements, which is really
Yeah.
annoying. But I find as well, because I'm shooting self-portraiture, I'm kind of having to get up, go check the camera, make sure that the focus is right. And oftentimes I'll spend 5 minutes just posing with the intervalometer going off, and then I find that the whole thing is out of focus. So that, 300
I
pictures
was
just gone.
I was wondering that. I was wondering if you one are there by yourself, and two if you're using like a monitor of sorts. But it sounds like you are kind of just going through bursts and then checking the display each
That's
time.
it. Yeah,
Oh
that's it.
my.
So
Wow. It must
yeah,
take forever.
it does take a while. It's a lot easier to shoot a model.
Yeah.
The next thing that I did on this image here was I wanted to add more backlight to me. So this was one generation that I got, which I really enjoyed. I like that it just gives a little bit of kind of light here. And the detail, like this to me blows my mind. The fact that you can see tiny hairs on my arm is
Mm-hmm.
just what? Like that's mad. That's better than my camera got it, which is crazy. But I don't love how flat this shoulder looks here. So what I would do
Okay.
is I just Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Do. There we go. Click the layer first, always helps. I just edit around. Oh, now I'm clicking onto the back. It's like I've never Photoshopped before. I'm sorry. There we go.
Mike says my
There we
best ideas always happen on the drive home, which I can relate to that as well.
Yeah,
Um,
I understand that too, Mike. I understand that too. There we go. So
well,
I
that fixed that shoulder
prefer
up right
that.
away. That was great.
It was perfect. And then what I'm going to do is just move that layer down because I like to, and I don't know if this is a bad habit. You guys will have to tell me what you guys do, but I like to flatten as I go. I don't like to have layers open. That to me gives me the ick. I prefer to just kind of flatten as I go and have it be one solid image. Is
Very
anyone else like that,
confident.
or is it just
Yeah,
me? Is that a thing? I don't
it
know.
depends on what I'm
I'm never.
working on.
Do you find that it's kind of image dependent then?
It very image dependent. Also, like like if I feel if it's a photo edit, I'm less likely to merge down. But if it's like an illustration, I feel like I'm more likely to
Sure.
merge down because I'm just like, oh, it's like I'm working on a canvas. Whereas,
Yeah. That's
um,
it for me. I've always seen photography as like painting. I've always
mhm,
seen it like that. It to me, it's a fixed image and it's just so much easier this way. So much easier. So
um,
let's go
Annika
from here.
saying I do that with Gen Phil, but I also always save a copy. Um,
She's
so a
smart.
little bit of
Annika's
both.
smart. Annika's had issues before and she's learned from her mistakes. And I feel that pain. So I'm just kind of going around my body now, just adding little bits of outline to me because I feel like that's the best way to see how everything's going to look is just going and adding teeny bits here, teeny bits there, and see what we can do. So for this one, don't love any of them. I think the one I'm most drawn to is this one. So let's flatten that one down. And we're getting there. We're not going too bad. If I scroll up, because I like to use generative fill a lot without prompts. I don't
Okay.
know again if that just makes me a psychopath, but I like to just leave it blank.
Hardly a
So
psychopath. I think that's just more of a style choice.
yeah, it's just
Oliver
not.
Oliver's saying layers all the way, non-destructive. So I guess he's set up, and Ash is also saying hundreds of layers. So it
Yeah,
sounds like you
that
might be in the
that's.
minority here.
Oh, I'm definitely in the minority. I think because I never watched anyone else edit when I was learning, so I never was told the right way to do things. Not saying that anyone else did watch and was told, but I was just constantly just learning from based on what felt good to me. So
Yep.
I can't say that any of the techniques that I use are like compatible with life at all. So please feel free to disregard anything that I do. So I'm gonna just again leave it blank. Let's roll the dice and just see what it does. What I want it to do is hopefully take this part away, and if I'm lucky, give me a little bit of outline around the pom pom.
The
So
pom
we shall
pom.
see. Fingers
Uh,
crossed. And I'd say
I
I'd say that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. That's the one I prefer the most there.
it gives it a nice trim down. I know you
Yeah.
said that you taught yourself and kind of went off. I first got Photoshop in sixth grade and did the same sort of thing. But for the longest time, I wasn't watching tutorials. I was just teaching myself. And for
Yeah.
about 2 years or so, I was calling it opacity rather than opacity.
Oh, that's so sweet. I find that
Like
so
a dumb little
endearing.
11-year-old just being like
I
opacity.
love that.
Like
Opacity. I'm always going to call it opacity now. That's lovely. Oh, Ryan. Well, now I'm going to take out some wires. I'm not going to lower the opacity, but I am going to clone this one out. So I'll show you. I mean, obviously there's the easy remove tool way. So we'll use a remove tool with this one. We love a good straight remove. But then I'll show you some other techniques as well, just so that we've got a good kind of variety. We love variety. So
Holly
we love a
Rose.
remove tool. Oh, hey, Holly.
She
How's
says,
Holly doing today?
"Hello, loving seeing your process. I love leaving it blank too." Which I feel like you're
Yay.
not in the minority there. I often kind of go and I'm just like, go with what you feel.
Let it do its
AI.
thing. Let it do its thing. Exactly.
Yeah.
So to take these wires out here, I'm going to do a bit of a different technique. I'm just going to copy paste. I'm going to go to edit, transform, and distort. And I'm just going to pull it until both angles, until I'm happy with that there. Because I'm working on a small area. It's not the the most quality I ever have to worry about. It's going to be pretty groovy. So that's another easy way of just blending that out. But of course, if we want to go for speed, of which you can see I'm doing now, I'm going to
With the
just
trackpad.
speed select. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to do them bit by bit as well. I am a bit by bit remover. Let's go. Let's do a remove in here as well. I much prefer editing small sections, and that's why trying the new Gemini Nano Banana feature has really thrown me, because I
Mhm.
find that seems to work better with big selections.
Right.
And I've not been used to that. I've been used to like drawing tiny little areas, and then all of a
That's the
sudden,
retoucher in you though.
yeah, big
That's all
time.
good.
Big time. So I'm just gonna do this one. And again, I don't know, this is a bad habit, but I'm a freehand selector. I like to draw with a freehand rather than like use one of the object select tools. So we'll just remove that one as well.
I think it
Cool.
often kind of gives more of an organic shape to the fills anyway, and it's harder to identify where Gen fill starts and ends because
Yeah,
it's not a circle or something, right?
completely agree. Completely agree. So I'm going
Um,
to run through all the little tweaks that I did on generative fill earlier, just so that you guys can like see the areas that I've chosen to remove or add. So I've got here, I decided to add a metal clasp to my leg. So I'm going to add the metal clasp to the image. Just going to drop it down here. Flatten that down. Again, I apologize if I'm offending anyone by flattening everything. I'm
Also, we can
going
see
to,
your
you
tail.
can see my tail.
Yeah.
What, do I have a tail?
No, your cat
Wait.
was just walking behind you.
Oh, I thought the photo was like, did I bring a tail? Oh,
Did I
this
bring
is
it?
Juno. I don't know if she'll make an appearance. Sorry.
Well, welcome to the stream. Oh, wonderful.
uh,
Love to see him.
Yeah, so I've got I don't know if you can see this down here. It's a lion mask. I bought that on Vinted. It was £22 on Vinted, the best thing I've ever bought. It was like a
Oh,
cool
really?
paper mache lion mask. So I just typed fluffy. You can see here was my prompt for this, because I
Yep.
wanted fluffy. So that's what I've gone for. So I'm going to just drag fluffy down, flatten fluffy. And then what did I remove here? Oh, the wire behind the lamp. Very annoying, but not the wire
Yeah.
on the floor, I
No,
have to
you
say.
you said it was abandoned. So did you bring like a generator?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I bought a
You did. Okay.
generator. Yeah, so I have a generator because that's just been made things so much easier for me.
Yeah.
Ash, my boyfriend, told me which generator to buy, and I just was like, okay, because I'm not a tech person.
Yeah.
That's not my forte. So he was like, get this one, and it turns out it's really good and really useful. So I'd
And you're
highly
happy with it?
recommend if love it, absolutely love it. Couldn't tell you what kind it was, but it's really great.
Does
I can send
is it an
a link
EcoFlow?
afterwards.
Do you know if maybe it's an EcoFlow? Maybe something as
I
that.
don't think it's an
No.
EcoFlow. That doesn't ring a bell for me.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, we do have an Adobe Live Discord. If we talk and we end up
Oh.
finding out what it is, I will be sure to go throw it in the Discord. I guess that will also be a good time to just bring up anyone who's just joining us. We've been live for a little bit, so if you're just tuning in now, it's good to have you guys here. We're with Rosie Hardy. This is our first stream of the day. We have another show coming up after this, which is my show, File New, which is a news show for creatives. So if you're a photographer or an
Ooh.
illustrator or designer, it's all the updates you need as a creative. And then we switch over to Twitch afterwards, and that's in about whatever time it is now for you. It'll be in an hour and a half. That's when we hop over to Design Sprint with Stephen Overturf, and he is like a athletics designer, so he goes over all different types of sports design. And then we have for our video editors, Edit Like a Pro with CA and LA. You can get this schedule and everything else on the Discord, which is linked in the description. But we are also still live and still having a great time with Life of a Showgirl for about 40 more minutes. So if you have any questions, comments, any of that, please throw it in the chat. Right now, we are just looking at a fun edit that Rosie's working on that is based in a vacant house that she got access to.
Yay. Yeah. So I would say I've now
yeah.
completed the remove annoying bits. Other bits that might annoy people that don't annoy me are the bits on the floor. I think they add character. I really like the wire. To me, it's just a nice detail. I'm not upset by this wire.
It's
I'm
an
not
aesthetic
upset by
wire.
Totally. I'm not upset by the peeling wallpaper. The only thing that kind of annoys me, and I wonder if there are other people out me with this affliction, is this doorbell door knob. It's just a little too close to the edge, but we'll get around that later. So next thing I want to do is I want to go, okay, how can I elevate this picture? It's a lovely picture. I'm really happy with it, but I only had a certain size van and I literally couldn't pack any more into it because I had seven characters. So
Wow.
what I would do now is I would turn to Firefly, like Firefly Web. This is where I would go to get some ideas of things that I can put in there. So when I look at this picture, this corner here just looks empty to me. It just looks like it could do with something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to Firefly. And I'm using the image for Ultra, and I always put in the image size that I need that kind of matches my picture. So this is a portrait image. That's what I'm going to go for, making sure to select photo type. I've already uploaded the picture here as my composition reference because that's going to just help with compositing and things like that. I'm going to put visual intensity to 100. And then I'm going to come down here. And for style, I'm just going to put exactly the same picture in. So it's generating completely based, again, 100% on that image, which is hopefully going to give me something that is as close to fitting in this image as possible. So I'm going to put exactly. So I'm going to put as my prompt a showgirl sits on a stool, because this is all just to find things to surround me in the middle of an abandoned room. She is surrounded by circus. Oh, can't spell. Circus props. A large red and yellow ball. Broken mirrors, and tattered red fabric. I love using tattered in my prompts. Tattered is like my favorite word to use in prompts
It's
ever.
funny when you can
I love
find
it.
certain words that just kind of hit an aesthetic, and like maybe it's not even, I mean, tattered isn't that crazy of a word to use. Like if someone used it in a sentence, I wouldn't be like, whoa.
Yeah.
But it's not one that you will use day to day. And so it's funny when you find those words that just end up kind of being the generations that you want it to be.
Totally, massively.
Is in the chat saying hi, Rosie. And
Hello.
Mel Manos says this has been so incredibly informative and helpful already.
Oh, that's so nice.
Great to have you here, Mel.
That's
Clever's
really nice.
also saying she uses a battery generator on hers. She says EcoFlow and then Anchor.
Very cool. So I'm gonna have to check out EcoFlow. Yay,
yeah,
we love
big.
a generator.
They're bulky. I use them for like a projector when I use my projector.
Mine's about yay big. It's about yay big.
Yeah, so we're about the same.
Oh, sorry, don't look. We got given
totally good.
we got given sexy. Hang on a minute. Okay, so we got given sexy. But the ball is good. Okay, and so this is where I've come to kind of I've befriended Firefly in this way. Often what it produces for me is something I would never use as a whole image. No offense, but I'm not going to use this anywhere. But elements of it are going to work. And so if I show you guys some I made earlier, these are the ones that I generated using the very same prompts back when I was first putting this shot together.
Okay.
So I got this shot, which I really loved, and I loved the ball in this shot. The other thing that I really loved about this was I love the curtains, but not just the curtains. The fact they've got little gold tassels to me is
Hmm.
like, yeah, something about a gold tassel. Just love it. So I earmarked this ball. And then again, for this shot too, I love the curtains. I started thinking to myself, I need to put this light ray in because this light
Oh,
ray is
beautiful.
so nice. So nice. But eventually I decided against it. But I don't really love anything else in the image.
Okay.
I mean, the girl looks great, don't get me
I
wrong,
kind of like the
but
candle.
props
Candle's
wise,
fun.
the candle's nice, but to me looks too low quality. But
No, I feel that.
the curtains, we can work with the curtains. And then in this image, this was, I mean, it's almost identical when you flick between the two.
Yep.
But this image, immediately I went to that kind of I don't know what you'd call this, stage curtain. I was
Yeah,
like,
like a skirt.
yeah, stage skirt. I like that. That's a good one. That's going up there with your opacity phrase. So what
Clover
I'm going to
says,
do,
sorry, Clover just says that the sexy generation is Helena Bonham Carter generation photobomb,
I love that.
which
I
is
love that. You
hilarious.
can't make it up. This is live, guys. This is live.
Um,
um,
and
so I'm
Ash
just
is coming in
using,
here with information about it being an Anchor Solix C1000. Thanks, Ash. Appreciate
there
that.
you go.
And I'll
There
throw
you
that in the
go.
Discord as well, if anyone is
Cool.
interested to check that out.
Lovely. So I've just literally used my object select tool to select my object, and I'm going to copy that across. You can't see me, but I'm pressing Control Copy, and I'm just going to whack it in. And it's going to make it too tiny, but that's okay because again, it's a dark shot, so details don't need to be great. I'm living in chaos, and I don't even have my layers locked right now. So I'm sorry if that rustles anyone's OCD feathers. And I loved this down in the corner. When I first put it in, I was like, brilliant. Down in the corner looks really good.
Mhm.
But there's parts about it when you put it in this image, it definitely, I can't leave it like that. That just looks really plonked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my adjustments. I'm going to go to my curves, and I'm just going to play around with it until I'm a bit more happy. So that fits in a little bit better, but it's still not great. I'm going to rotate it a little bit. I'm going to just pull it out just a little bit more. So it's sort of fitting down here. It's got a weird little, I think it might be a shoe or something down here. I don't
Oh,
want it. So I'm going to erase that out
I don't want it.
immediately. I don't want it. And then I'm going to just use this as a little bit of a selection and cut it away. And that's going to give me something. It's still floating. It's still not anchored into the image. I'm going to try the harmonize tool and just see what that gives me. I
Okay.
like that the harmonize tool has been added, and we'll just see what it gives me. Hopefully it might give me a bit of shadow down here. But then I imagine it's just going to look still floating up top, but we'll see what it does down below first.
Now, for
And
anyone
then
unfamiliar with the Harmonized tool, since it is relatively new, can you speak a little bit about what it's meant to do?
yeah, so harmonize is supposed to integrate what you're putting into in the layer into the image better. So it's supposed to cast shadows around it. You can just see here, it's going to give you three options, much like generative fill, but they're all going to be different kind of light options around the image. And you can kind of choose which one you think fits best. And I would say I'm most drawn to this one and this one, but I would say, no, this one I'm most drawn to because I'm looking for the bottom shadow more than anything else. So
Got it.
it's taken it from this to that, which does, I would say, actually harmonize in with the image better. The only thing I think is the red is a bit overpowering. So I'm going to go back to my hue and saturation and just drop the saturation just a smidgen on that
Now,
red.
has Harmonize kind of become part of your regular workflow? Like, do you feel like you use that in most edits now, or is it kind
I
of still
find that
like
I'm
a
using it more.
guest appearance?
It's a guest appearance, but it's a more frequent guest appearance. I find
Okay,
that the more that I get used to it, and I think it's the case with any tool, you've got to get used to it and you've got to kind
of
of
course.
decide. what works for you, the more I'm like, oh yeah, no, I definitely need this. And again, a nice time saver. Like, if sometimes it shows you where you need shadows that you didn't realize you needed them.
Right.
So very useful. And then because this is floating, I'm going to do two things. I'm just going to go round the edges here, and I'm also going to just do a little generative fill in this corner, just to, again, help it all blend together. And then I'm going to
You
add some
merged
more.
everything. Oh
I
my God.
merged. Ah! I know, sorry, I do so many gross things because I don't know any better. Someone come and teach me.
Hey, clearly
Um,
it's working because your work is phenomenal. So,
oh, well,
if
that's
it's
very
not broke, don't
kind.
fix it.
Oh, well, that's very, very kind. So I kind of half like this generative fill that it's given me. So I'm just gonna again just edit a little bit over. I half like it. I like it to almost that point. There we go. So just a little bit more shadow there. And then what I'm going to do is I want to add on some like ropes to tie it so that it looks like it's being tied to the door. And this is what I was doing when I originally did the image, was add strings. And we'll just see what that does. And I can't guarantee this is gonna give us what it gave me. So we shall
Right.
see. But
But but to
it
show that it has worked in the past, and sometimes there
correct.
are some revisions. Adam Bird is saying,
100%.
"Love seeing all these new tools in Photoshop being used, and this picture is amazing."
Ah, well, that's
So
very
yeah.
kind. Thanks, Adam. So I would say it's spat out something that's workable for me. Obviously, it's shrunk my doorknob in a way that I don't want. I don't want my doorknob to be shrunk to that degree. So I'm just going to bring that back, and I've left a really messy edit there, but that's okay. I'll revisit that later. And I'm just going to just tidy up that end as well. And then I'm going to go back, zoom in, and I'm going to just do the doorknob section,
Right.
just the little teeny tiny, little tiny baby details. And then again, I'm going to just do the same thing down here. And then I'm going to add some more fringe to the edge because I think I need some more fringe. Oh,
Always
that didn't
helps
work.
to have more
There we
fringe.
go. We love more fringe. The more fringe, the better. I also don't know what this bit's doing, so I'll just get
It's
rid of that bit.
also a testament to, I know we talked a little bit about this earlier, that just how you're going kind of bit by bit rather than it's like sweeping changes. And even like with
Yes.
the string, after you made the string, being able to go in and being like, I like, 90% of this generation, but I
Yeah.
would like to change this one part that, could be composited a little bit differently.
I think I would have given up on Gen Phil completely if I was relying on every single generation to be perfect. I
Right.
I think it's just all part of the take the closest thing. It's like voting politically. Take the closest thing that agrees with you and run with that. So
Yep.
I'm going to add in here. So add more gold fringe. There we go. And I'll see what that gives me. And then I'm going to move on to some serious fun with the Gemini Nano Banana. Okay, well, I say banana, it's banana. Why did you guys name it that?
Oh, we didn't. It was all Google. I don't. I was talking about this actually on a stream yesterday where I was like, it's so weird that we
Mhm.
went from like super technological names, like GPT
Yeah,
or whatever, to like banana.
tiny
Like I'm
banana.
like, what is? How did we get here? Which is, you can never predict it.
but but very good fun. So we're getting there with the image. It's getting closer to something that's going to work. I still feel like there's something missing in this corner. Like there's definitely something there that's bugging me. But let's go with Gemini and let's just see what Gemini can do first. So again, I'm going to go against every fiber of my being and I'm just going to do a really messy like that
Ooh.
selection. So I'm just going to
It's just like the
select, I'm
sound
going
effects
to
as you're editing. Your boyfriend hears you upstairs, like, "What is going on down there?" Like, just editing photos, sweetie. Like,
Be quiet. There we go. So I'm just gonna do a really messy selection. Oh, I missed the corner. We pick that up. And I'm gonna go off back to my generative fill, but I'm gonna switch over to Nano Banana for this one. And I'm gonna say, let's go for what's circusy? Hay bales. So we'll go for
hay
some
bales
hay.
is
So we'll put
good.
And I find that the Nano Banana really likes descriptions. Like,
Okay.
I can't leave this empty. Well, it won't let me leave it empty. It won't generate anything if I leave it empty. So
Okay.
I'm going to have to get more descriptive with Gemini Nano Banana. So loose hay and hay bales around model and light. And let's just see what it does.
All right.
And
Helena Bonham Carter, are you coming back? What's
hopefully,
going on? She's just like laying on the ground suddenly.
she's just like, that was so
Uh,
spicy. I was like, what are you doing?
keeps us on our
Oh,
toes.
oh, dear me. Okay, now we're
Great. Okay.
talking. How
Nice.
impressive is that? Now, obviously, we can, aside from being mind blown by the fact that it's just realistically added hay
Hmm.
without changing the type of bench, without changing the type of flooring, without changing the style of light, like when this first happened, my mind, my facial expression was this. Like, what? That's insane. But it's not done it perfectly. So I'm finding a lot of the time with using Nano Banana that I'm having to like just kind of pull things out a little bit, just
Yeah.
sort of get them back into the frame. And that's fine. I'm happy for what it's given me to do that.
It's
So
definitely
the
a
thing I'm
handshake,
gonna
not a handoff.
that I love that. Did you come up with that? That's you should
I
put
just,
that on
yeah,
a
I don't know.
t-shirt.
Okay,
That's a good
sure.
one. That's a good one.
Thanks.
So we just did all that work blending that in just to sacrifice it to the Gemini Nano Banana gods.
Okay, there you
Um,
go.
so I try and line up to the most important things. So in this instance, it's going to be the model. So I've just done a terrible job of doing that. I've just said that I've done that and then not done that. So let me just put my foot back together a
Let
little
me just
bit
put my foot
closer.
back together. You also do the saying, I mean, if you aren't making sounds when you make edits, are you even making progress? Which, touche. I agree.
Totally,
And clever is in
totally.
the Behance chat just typing out hork and womp and blorp. So I guess Clever is working on some photos herself. So
That's great. We've all got our own sound. Mine is barfing. It's bleh.
yeah.
That's just it's just my sound. So I've just blended those in a little bit. That looks great. I love that it still kept the wire. It still kept the wire in the hay.
Wow.
Like
The aesthetic wire.
that's mind blowing. That's mind blowing. I can't believe it. It left my little bit of dirt that I liked. Like, how did it know to leave my tiny bit of dirt? That's I can't. It's incredible. So yeah, so I love the hay. The hay looks great. I did not use hay before. And then I'm just gonna go back to this little section that was annoying me earlier, and I'm gonna again leave it. Oh, we're back on Gemini. Let's switch back to Firefly. Leave it blank, and hopefully it's gonna give me a shadow or just something that again anchors it more into the image, makes it look like it was really there. But I am mind blown by that. I am mind blown. And there once was a time where I would do all this manually, and it was
Yeah.
a nightmare of a time. I had no life. I had no life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the other thing as well, and you'll have to kind of tell me if you're like people who are big into experimental editing and just seeing where something goes and playing with an image, because I love to do that. I love to kind of go, oh, maybe that could work once I've done it.
Mhm.
For me, I spend a lot of time just seeing what direction to take it in. And when
Yep.
you're spending 6 to 7 hours just seeing if something looks good, that's a big sacrifice time
Yeah.
wise to just go, oh, I don't like that actually. Or now
And
I've
then
been
end up
looking at it for
trashing
too
it.
long. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you end up trashing it. And that's just such a sad thing. So
There's also
hang
something to be
on.
said about walking away and coming back because a lot of times you're so invested and you're so in the details that like if you just walk around, get a snack, or go watch some
Yeah.
TV or something, take a walk, and then come back. You might see it
Yeah.
with whole
Cuddle
new
your cat.
perspective. Cuddle your cat.
100%. Yeah, there's been so many times where I've spent so long on images, taking them in a direction, and I've just become blind to them. Whereas I
Yep.
feel like using these tools is giving me a way of not becoming blind to them, if that makes sense. I can
Yep.
immediately, if I see that result and I go immediately yes, I know that that's the way to take it. The problem is I'm saying immediately yes to everything. So
Yeah.
that's uh, that's the problem. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there for now. And I'm just gonna hop over to this image, which is the one
It's
that we
taken on the
stole
same
the
day,
feather from earlier.
of
Yeah,
course.
same days, different pose, really nice, still liked it. I thought the reason I didn't choose this image was because the jacket had fallen down. And I was like, oh, it's a shame that the jacket, that's a nice detail. But I
Yeah.
thought I'd try some different Gemini Nano Banana generations before the live, just to see again what kind of things I should create. And I can just let you know now that I was spoiled for choice. So on this one, it added water to the bottom. I know, how gorgeous
Definitely.
does it with the light, does that look?
Yeah, that
Like
stresses me out though with the
stunning.
cord and the electricity.
Maybe we should see that immediately to me is like we need to add sparks. There needs to
Yep,
be a fire. It
that could
should
be
be
fun.
health and safety going crazy. But I
If there's
love
anything
the
that I
detail.
want to resonate with my work is that there is no safety.
Correct. No insurance, no nothing. No,
No
just that's a
insurance.
joke. I have insurance. It's a very
Exactly.
important thing. But absolutely lovely in terms of the ripple effect. Like gorgeous, gorgeous. I found that hard to walk away from when I saw that. I was like, wow, it has nothing to do with the showgirl. But I just like looking at that ripple,
Yeah.
I just like looking at that ripple. But then I start thinking, well, maybe I could add a picture frame that was like leaking water somewhere. And that's where my ideas start going, oh, that I didn't think of beforehand. So
Yep.
it's a really kind of nice way of working with it. So that was my prompt there was add flooding, rippling water around stool and light. So that was my prompt for that. And then that was the hay that I was like, oh yeah, hay. That looks
Hey.
good. So hey, we like the hay. And then I also tried, tattered curtains. So
Yep.
add tattered circus drapes. I also thought that was a really, really nice. I just, there's something in the detail there that it's
Yep.
giving me, and the shadowing on the wall, which is so lovely. I think overall it's possibly too overwhelming in the image. But
Mhm.
again, much like I use Firefly to kind of drag and drop and play, I'd be happy to copy that and wrong image, copy the tattered drapes and kind of whack them in. And I'd obviously have to take me out, or the generation of me, which it's given. So I'll just select me and ditch myself in the trash.
We can
But
unpack that
I
later.
would, yeah. But again, assuming we could sort of fill out the background, there's something in this somewhere that I really do like, really, really
Yeah,
do like.
certainly.
And then
I
if I
like the
wanted
halo
to,
effect behind with the lighting and how it has
yeah,
the shadow and the rips. Like, that's very cool.
totally. So what I would do, so I'm working on the wrong layer. This is why I hate layers. I'm working on the right layer now of the drape. So I'm just gonna take kind of away where I was sat, and
Okay.
I'm gonna just generative fill. So right now, hopefully it won't put a person there. It might do. It might put a baby there or something like that.
A
But hopefully
baby.
it's just gonna, you never
Life
know.
of a
I've done
showgirl baby.
Showgirl baby. I've generated so many babies. I don't know what
Really?
what it really like. Babies and ears. It's all I
Oh,
do.
wow.
But here we go. It's done what I hoped. Oh, it's made a tripod because of the stool.
Oh,
Okay, so
interesting.
I need. I mean, we love a tripod, but I should have selected more. Let me
Okay.
move it away from me so I can see it a bit better. There we go. Yeah, so I must have left part of the stool there. So I'm going to go round all the way down, trying to leave in the bits that I do like. Like I like those tattered bits, so they can stay. They can
Also,
stay.
Kelsadilla is in the chat asking if you use a cheat sheet anywhere that kind of goes over different models, like what is best which each is best used for, or is that kind of just something that you kind of experiment with?
I think definitely experiment with it, but from what I've found, I love generative fill for kind of taking away little imperfections. Uh, Occasionally it can create something completely brand new, but I wouldn't be wanting to completely change the background with generative fill. I would avoid that. To me, generative fill is like tiny bits and bobs. I use Firefly mainly for creating extra props and bits and pieces that I think will look like nice in the picture.
Okay.
Oh, hello. Let me just select those together. I'm dying. Sorry. I don't do this all the time. There we go. Where's that layer? See, this is why I hate layers. I just hate them. Oh, apply. There we go. Moving is one now. And then I'm finding now that Gemini Nano Banana is coming out, that that's what I would use to really transform part of the image. Again, I don't think I trust it enough. I mean, we can try it. We can do an experiment. Let's see what happens when I Nano Banana the whole image. So
Okay.
let's say we want to see what I see. I think this is going to be bad. This is based on what I've used so far. I think this is going to be bad. But let's say uh, a circus tent is behind the model with backstage lights and props. And I think it's going to look too weird, but we'll see because you never know. It might give us something good that I will regret the shoot forever that I didn't do.
No,
We shall see.
no, no. It just gives you more ideation. And
Yeah.
also, maybe you return to that house someday for something else, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm going to return with two lights, some suitcases, and a circus tent by the looks of it, because
I
that's
mean, it
actually
looks
really
great.
good.
I like the rope
I
too,
mean,
the unicycle.
obviously, yeah, the unicycle. See, I did not think to buy a unicycle. What's wrong
But
with
then you're
me?
stuck with a unicycle in your storage unit. Like, then what?
There's worse things in there. There's worse things in there.
Uh,
I got I
yeah.
got I got broken into the other day, and someone opened my storage unit, and the first thing they opened onto at night was a naked mannequin. So
Oh,
and they didn't
did that
steal
scare them
anything. I
away?
felt well, yeah, I assume so because they left everything there. I felt kind of insulted. Like, you didn't want my fungi headdress? What's wrong with
They
that?
must have just kind of been like, "Whoa, wait a second, someone's naked in here. I didn't realize."
Yeah, probably. Oh, this is weird.
I'm sorry that
But
you got broken
yes,
into, though. That
so
stinks.
oh, that's okay. They didn't take anything, so I can't really
Yeah,
complain. They took other
yeah.
people's bikes, so my bike was
Oh,
too bad. So oh well. Maybe it should have been a unicycle. Should have been
maybe
a
it should have been a
unicycle.
unicycle.
But
Shane
but
will be
yeah,
able to
so
lay on
that
it.
you
Sorry,
imagine.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so it's actually done a really great job, and I'm surprised. It's left my light the same. It's left my outfit the same. It's left my body dimensions the same. The jacket is the same. The haze the same. So I stand corrected. Gemini Nano Banana is more powerful than any of us, and it will not respond well to being spoken badly about. So what it has done is it's changed my face, and I would feel personally like this is no longer my image. If I were to upload this, I would feel like none of what I did, even though I know there's elements of it, it's not mine. So I will sadly send that to the trash. And there's
Uh,
something, I don't know, there's something
I don't
more,
know. I love this. I think this is
it's
great. I
nice.
You went out there
It's
and you took a
nice.
photo. It's like that's not going to generate somewhere else. It's unique to the space that you have. I like that you're adding
100%.
bits and bobs to it, but at the end of it, like
Yeah,
there are
it's
certain
still where
things
I
that are
went.
just yeah.
Yeah. And I'd be
Um,
sad to be at this abandoned house and not to have it be center stage. It's too cool. Yeah. So the other thing I quite like the idea of is putting curtain lights. So here's one I generated earlier. But what I like parts of the curtain light again, but I don't love this section. This section's given me the ick. But this section
too
actually looks
bright.
pretty yeah, way too bright. Doesn't fit. Not good. No bueno. But what I'm gonna do, I don't know why it did this to the ceiling as well, but that's fine. We can correct that. We just erase it out. There we go. Perfect. That'll do for now. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to just, again, leave it blank and see what it do. So we shall see. And hopefully it will just give me something a bit more subtle.
Yeah,
I think it was trying to read the light and be like, you need brightness there, but it just
right.
overshot slightly.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
we
Keep it
shall
to the
see.
star.
Yeah. See, that
Okay,
looks better.
cool. So that works a
That
lot
looks
better.
much better. Yeah. Oh, that one's
Nice.
good. Yeah, I like that one. We'll take that one.
It's just a
And I'm
hint.
also gonna see, and just a little hint, a little spice. I'm also quite liking the idea of putting more tassels. So let's see. Um,
There's anything
more
you can walk
gold
away
fringe.
from
No, you
today's
can never walk
stream.
away. Oh, sorry,
Oh no, absolutely. If there's anything you can walk away with from today's stream is more fringes, more tassels.
Yes, we love more fringe and more tassels. And the more tassels, the better. But sometimes I find that tassels don't generate well, but fringe seems to. None of
Hmm.
these are ideal. None of these are great. I'll give it one more go, but if not, we'll just kind of pause there because I know we're coming to the end of our hour because I need to run it through Lightroom and then I need to put it through generative video because I really want to try that too, and I haven't
Oh, we're about to
properly.
sprint. We've got about 5 minutes left.
Oh
So we
yeah,
will
it's gonna
be.
be
This will be quite the
okay.
marathon, or not even the marathon. It'll be just the 40-yard sprint. No,
Yeah,
not
so
40 yard. 40 yards nothing.
no, 26K sprint,
Yeah.
but so I'll leave that as it is right now. Obviously with my final image when I was editing it, I didn't have
Beautiful.
Gemini Nano Banana at that point, so there's no hay. I regret that. That
I don't
looks much
know. I
better with
think the other
hay.
one looks so great. I
But
like both of them. They
thank
both
you very
are
much.
very
But
fun.
you can see I spent time, I added in different bunting. I actually took just one piece of bunting from Firefly and
Hmm.
then generated every other piece. I generated all these tiny little bits of detail here. The string just breaking here. I generated this bit tying it up here. All the tassels
Tassels.
down here. We love a tassel. Here was my string and my stick that I generated there, the little ball. I put in some more bits around the side. So I spent, I'd say, about 7 hours on this picture, which is
Wow.
quite a long
It
time,
shows.
all things considered. And considering it's not that different from how I started,
Hmm.
it was a while, but I'm really happy with it. But let's go back to this shot, and I'm just gonna save it down. In fact, let's just get rid of these bad boys as well. And let's
All one
just save
layer.
it down. All one layer and overwritten the original. Don't worry, I
Oh
haven't
boy.
published.
Okay.
I'm joking. I'm
Okay. All
joking.
right.
I
I
tease.
was
I tease. I
sweating.
tease. So I'm just going to add it in here into my Lightroom. Got some nice pictures from a previous couple shoot I did.
Oh, that's
And
great.
then I've got all my presets. So all my presets down here are labeled for the different pictures I've used them on throughout. I've got a lot. So I'll just go through. Oh,
Cinderella warm.
Belle.
Evil queen.
Yes. Yeah, Jasmine Door, Jasmine Stairs. Mary
A
John.
lot of Disney. A lot of Disney here.
A lot of Disney.
Moana. We have
Yeah.
Ariel.
That's it. That's it. There's a lot of Disney editing going on. So I actually really like Belle Roses. Belle Roses seems to jive with this picture, but
It's
the reds are
beautiful.
too blue. Oh, I've got to show you. I've been doing things differently recently in Lightroom, and I feel like it would be rude
Oh,
not to talk about them.
okay.
So I'm selecting my background layer, and I didn't realize you could do this until like 2 weeks ago. People might have been doing it for years, and I just didn't know. But I'm really happy with this new discovery. So this is only going to select if I choose reds. Let's go for
Hmm.
this one because that's quite bright. Reds from just the background. So my skin tone won't be affected, which is quite nice. So I can just kind of change my red here on the little pointer to be exactly where I want it. And I find this so useful because the biggest problem that I have when I'm coloring with any preset is I find that whenever I go to change the oranges, the skin tones just do what they want to do. And you
Right.
can't change the orange without making them too yellow or too red. So doing it this way is so great because let me just move my face out of the way. You can just select just the subject, and it doesn't really apply because of the lighting in this shot, but you just select the subject. You can select my skin tone there, and you can just play with just, and I just think that's so useful, so
Yep.
useful. So we'll go for that right
Um,
now. And then,
and then real quick, Mel wants to know, do you have presets that you sell or share?
ah, I've thought about doing that for so long, and someone will have to legally advise me on this because so originally I bought like Visco presets and then I bought some from Etsy for like a vintage pack, but then I've tweaked them so much they no longer resemble those at all. But I don't
Right.
know if that therefore makes them their property still. So I've never sold them because I just don't know if it's like legal to do that. So
Right.
if it is, someone let me
So
know and
to
I'll
be
sell them
determined.
happily.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
Uh,
TBC. If that's legal, then I'll do it. If it's not, then I won't. So
yeah.
that's the vibe. Oh, the oranges looks quite nice. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go for export. Where am I going to save it? Save it to downloads for now.
We're gonna have to be
Okay,
super speedy
and
through this because we got about 2 minutes left.
gonna be so quick. It's gonna be so quick. Okay, downloads, back to downloads. Let's check this back into PS. And
So while you're doing
then
that, Oliver says point
looking
color has
good.
only been there for 2 years. It was only added in
Oh,
the Max 2023, so it's still very new.
yeesh. That's all right. That's good. That makes me feel slightly better that it's not been there for 10.
Yep.
But yeah, I love using that. So that for me has been a great learning point. I'm gonna generate in video in Firefly. And I've been so excited to see this work. I've been so
Yep.
excited to give this one a go. So we shall see what it does. So it's going to open it up in a Firefly video. And then I'm going to add in a very, very quick prompt that takes approximately 30 seconds for me to type.
Yes,
And
of course.
that's what we're going to
We're
do.
moving and we're grooving. And if you guys are over on Behance, you might get cut off. But if you're on YouTube, guess what? You won't be cut off. So hop on over to
Woohoo.
YouTube if you get cut off.
Lovely. So it's going originally, so immediately straight down here. So I'm going to say, let me just make sure resolution, we'll put big, we'll put it into vertical. that'll do for now. Describe the video I'd like to generate. Circus, showgirl sits in abandoned room with flickering starlight. There is a gentle breeze, and she sits wistfully moving her legs. Right, let's see. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. I hope we have time.
And while we're waiting for that to generate, just
Mhm.
to do a quick recap, we were here with Rosie Hardy. We had a really good time working on a photo that she shot in an abandoned house, and then we messed around and added bits and bobs with some generation, did some Lightroom edits, and now we're in Firefly video. Mel Manos is saying, it's so nice to see someone who is so talented and also so down to earth and modest. This has been an incredible experience. Thank you both for making a fun learning experience. And Calcedilla is saying, I've been fangirling over Rosie for 10 to 15 years now. She never disappoints.
That's so
Where
nice.
can we find the rest of your work?
Oh, so I only ever post to Instagram, and for the last like 3 years, I posted like once every 4 months. So hopefully on Instagram a lot more. That's
Yeah,
probably the main place you can find me at Georgia Rose Hardy. And
Georgia
just
Rose
in
Hardy.
case this
Okay.
takes too long, I did do one earlier just to be on the safe side. So here's my screen recording from earlier, which is a bit dodgy, but we'll use it just for the sake of it.
Oh,
So here
wow.
we go. Oh wait, so this is the image, and the first few seconds. Incredible. That's no longer
Oh,
me.
yeah, but wow, that's interesting with the
Very
starlights too, which
cool.
is fun.
The first few seconds, though, like how incredible is that? Is
Yeah,
that not incredible? I think that's
it's very cool.
awesome. So, and I think as well, my prompt was a little bit, I put like stars, starlight flickering, and I think it confused
Okay.
it. But I was pretty happy with that. So yeah, thank you
All
very
right.
much.
All right. Well, if you could send me this video after it's done, I'll put it up on the Discord. But
Sure.
thank you so much for joining us. If you
Thanks,
guys
Ryan.
are here live, make sure you guys stick around. We do have File New coming up next, which is me with my creator news show. So I hope you guys stick around for that. And then we got some Twitch later. But thank you again to Rosie. We had a really good time. And thank you for showing us everything that you did.
Thank you for having me, and thank you all for coming and leaving such nice comments. It's really lovely.
All right. See you guys all in a bit. Bye.